Hi, today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk through the entire video and we're going to do stretching. We're not going to do a whole stretching regimen. We'll do that later, just before we start doing self-defense for older people. So, and a word on that, I hope you'll look forward to it. I hope you'll participate. I hope you'll have fun. It can be just to get in shape. It's a really good aerobic workout to get your heart rate up. But also, you know, just because we're old doesn't mean we can't defend ourselves if we need to without pulling a gun on somebody, right? So we'll do that and it'll be fun, but it'll also be a really, really good workout. And during those stretches, before we start doing that, we're going to do a whole program of stretches. So your legs and your hips and your arms and your back and your shoulders and neck and everything's really stretched out well so you don't, pull something. Muscles are a lot like rubber bands. If they get stretched too tightly, they'll pop. We won't worry about that, but we will want to stretch our limits a little bit. Just like we used to stretch our limits against our parents when they'd push back and say, that's as much as you can do. Well, you might not have, I always did. So, watch the video, come back, and we'll have a couple words before we go. We're going to go through several exercises. However, we're going to do a more complete by the exercise video when it's time to do stretching before we introduce kickboxing for older people. So, we're going to do a few exercises here, not all, but it's easier than you think, particularly easier than if you don't try. So start with your legs crossed and stretch up and feel your back and your neck and reach back as far as you can. Hold it and then stretch as far as you can go again. Good. Then stretch forward. And I have trouble with my hips. My hips are tight, so this is not a good exercise for me. This really hurts even at this point. So again, you go to the pain and not past the point where you injure yourself, but you hold it maybe at the point where it hurts as much as you think you can take. And you count down from 30. When you're doing it for real, at least 30 seconds, better if it's a minute. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn to the side. And here, sometimes you'll hear your back actually pop. That isn't anything to worry about. It's actually gas escaping. No, that's what I understand from reading the science. First time I did it, I was freaked out, like, oh no, did I just hurt something? But didn't hurt anything. And usually the science, well, in my experience, the science is always correct. It's just not always up to date. Sometimes you'll figure out things, particularly with your body, that science hasn't figured out yet because they can't disprove enough of it to make, well, I better not speak for science. But sometimes you'll figure out things that aren't out there yet. Okay, now same thing to the other side. And again, you want to stretch everything in your trunk, your spine, your neck, your trapezius, these muscles, your shoulders, even your arms will get a little bit of a stretch here. Not the focus of the exercise at all. And again, you want to hold it at least 30 seconds. And we'll be doing 30 seconds to a minute when we're doing the exercises together for a full stretching workout. Now, from here, let's put our legs out front. Grab your toes. Stretch down as far as you can go. And when you've hit the point where it hurts the most, that's when you want to make sure, go a little farther if you can. But again, don't pop anything. Your muscles are like rubber bands when you're stretching them. So you don't want to pull the rubber band too tightly. But always go past where you think you can, where it hurts the most. And you'll find out pain's only something that helps as a guide. Kind of a guide along the journey, and it should be welcomed. It allows you to figure out where you can go and where you need to go. I had an old martial arts instructor that used to tell me, pain is just a figment of your imagination. I sure didn't want to argue with him. Real big figment of my imagination, especially when he was teaching stuff. So, same thing, leg spread over the leg. And keep your back as straight as you can as you bend lower. Other side. Same thing. Reached across because I didn't take the couch out of the shot. Prefer to use my outside arm. Keep your back straight. Doesn't really do any good if you do this. Looks cool. You're closer to your knee, but you're trying to stretch and put your chest down. Completely put down your chest on your knee. You can probably curl your forehead down there after a shorter time, but that's not what we're going for here. And this stretches several things. You can feel the hamstring, you can feel the calf, and you can feel your lower back. So you're going to want to stretch all those things by keeping your back straight, maybe straighter than mine is right now because I'm talking more than I am thinking about what I'm doing. I'll get better at that. Okay. Next, you put your legs together. You want to put your hands on your ankles and push down. The idea here is to keep your back straight again and try to get your knees as close to the floor as you can. You're going to find the pain, well, the pain could be wherever it is with you, but the pain will be probably in different places when you're doing this, because sometimes you will have slept differently or you've done something more than you did the day before, and different muscle groups are stressed in different ways. Generally, I don't feel this so much in my groin area, but in the flexors. Again, my hips are the toughest challenge. I don't know, maybe for everybody as you get older. I've always had, my groin's always been very flexible because I started martial arts when I was young. And I have done yoga, and I highly suggest you do yoga as often as you can. It takes some time, but it's great for you. But my groin's pretty well stretched due to that, so. Okay, and now we're going to do another leg stretch, which is out front. Keep the leg here. I like to push down on this leg and come out here. And my lower back is very tight right now. And as you'll see, as we progress, you'll see we'll get farther and farther together. So don't worry about how far you can go today. Just try to get a little farther. Not necessarily each time, but let's try to get a little farther a week at a time. And I really do suggest you stretch every day. And, you know, you can take 10 minutes to do stretches. You can certainly take 10 minutes to read the newspaper or talk on the phone or watch CNN or whatever type of news program you watch. Picked one in the middle. If you can do that, you can take 10 minutes to stretch. But it's so important to stretch because it'll keep you away from some things like medication, pain pills, drinking because everything hurts, and mostly creaking old age. You want to run around and play with your kids and grandkids and your wife and your husband and significant other and whoever else you have in your life. You want to be able to run around and play. Important part of life. So stretch every day. Be like Bob Ross and find happy little trees in the middle of your stretch. Okay, the next thing we're going to do specifically for the lower back, we're probably going to end it here. I don't want to take too long with the process today, but because we're going to do full workouts when we start doing this together, you're going to press up and you want to hold. This is stretching your lower back. And you hold it again, 30 seconds to a minute. The woman I follow in yoga always says, relax into the exercise. I always want to say, you relax! This is killing me! But she looks relaxed. I look like it's killing me. So, so that's what we're gonna end today. Thanks for watching, and we'll go back to the introduction of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, next time we do a stretching video, we're going to do an actual stretching process before kickboxing for old people or self-defense for old people or whatever it is. We're going to stress that old people aren't necessarily toothless. We don't have to have guns. We have a big advantage because people look at us and go, oh, they're old. They can't do anything. We're going to show them we can. Okay, back to the other video, and I'll see you next time. Hi, good to see you again. So, please subscribe and enjoy what you're doing and have fun while you're working with us. Tell your friends about us. Let's get some other old people out moving their muscles and getting active, okay? All right, see you next time. Have a great day, afternoon, morning, whenever you see this. Okay, see ya.